Let us look at this program. In this program, we are supposed to create an applet that is going to calculate the salary of an employee. So I'm going to go to the NetBeans and I'm going to start a new project. I'm going to start a simple Java application and then click next. You can give any name to your project, but I'm going to call this as salary calculator app. You can give any name, but okay. Let me finish it off. Now, if you look at this one, salary calculation app is here. I'm going to add a applet to my program. So I'm going to right click on this one and I'm going to say new, and I'm going to go to the others. If the applet is not available, go to others, and under others go to Java, and in the Java select the applet. So I'm going to select the applet, click next, give it a name. I'm going to call this as salary applet. Click finish to finish it off. So you have the applet with it. Now when you run this particular application, this is how it's going to look like. So you're going to get a beautiful looking applet with rows and columns, and I'm going to create a grid layout, and I need the text boxes for employee name, employee number, employee name, basic salary, gross salary, and net salary. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I need 5 text fields there, and I also need a button there. So let me declare them in the program. So I'm going to go to the program and I'm going to say I need a text field. Now if you control space it, you're going to get the text field from java.awt, and if you look at the code over here, there is a import statement java.awt.text field. I'm going to create all the fields here. First I need an employee number, then I need an employee name, then I need the basic salary, then I need to calculate the gross, then I need to calculate the net salary. So I need all these things. Also, as I told you, I need a button. If you control space it, the button will be from the java.awt. Again, if you notice, it's going to import java.awt.button. Then I'm going to call this one as compute button. So I have the button with me. So let me initialize all of them. So the first thing I'm going to do with my project is set the layout so that it's going to appear like a grid here. So I'm going to set the layout. The way in which I do it is I'm going to say set layout, and I'm going to create a new grid layout. Okay, again the grid layout is from java.awt, and and I'm going to specify the rows and column. I'm going to say 7 rows and 2 columns. Now if you look at the NetBeans over here, it is adding the import statement for each and everything. In your examination, what you can do is you can just say java.awt.star. That's the only thing, only one line, and you can ignore the remaining things. So java.awt.star will make everything, all the package, all the classes being imported from that particular package into your project. So now let me add a label. So if you look at the output there is this label that is going to say employee number and so on and so forth. So let me start with the label. So I'm going to add a new label. Now if you look at the label is again from java.awt.label, and I'm going to call this as employee number. Now if you look at the import statement over here, it has also imported that label here, but you don't need to do this thing during the examination. You have to just say java.awt.star and remaining you can delete them. So you don't need to write them in the examination, but as of now I'm going to just keep it as it is. That's only when you are writing it, otherwise the NetBeans will take care of it, so you don't need to bother about it. So let me create the employee number text field. So I'm going to say new text field, okay, and I'm going to give the size of it as 5, so 5 character, and I'm going to add this text field into the applet. Now I have to do the same thing for the remaining one. For those who are not familiar, you can type manually, but I'm going to go with the copy paste. So I'm going to copy all the 3 lines and I'm going to paste it. So this time I'm going to do it for the next one, employee name. So I'm just making changes, and this is going to be the name. And again, if you notice, I'm using control space to get the help from the NetBeans. So I have the employee name, then I need the basic salary. So I'm going to do this one as a basic salary, okay, and this will be E basic. Okay, and if you notice, I'm using control space here. I type BA and control space to make the completion, code completion. The next thing that I have here is to calculate the gross and net. So I'm going to say gross salary. So gross salary is something. Oops. Gross salary, and this is going to be E gross, and this is going to be E gross. Now in your code you might have noticed that this is grayed because you cannot edit this one. I don't want somebody to add values here because these values are going to come after calculation. So this is only the read only field. You cannot the user should not be allowed to make changes to this. So how do I do that thing? So to do that thing, you have to just go to the E gross, that is the button that you have, that is the text box you have, E gross, and you say set editable, and you say false. So that means you don't allow the user to edit it. Now I have to do the same thing for my net salary. So I'm going to copy this whole thing, control C to copy it and control V to paste it. So next time I'm going to say net salary, and I'm making changes here. So this will be the net salary, this will be the E net salary, and also I have to say E net. So this is going to do that thing. Now I need to add the button there, so I'm going to create the compute button. So I will go to the compute button is equal to new button, and I'm going to say a word compute. So this will create the button. I'm going to add this button to the applet. Now I need to handle the action listener for this one. So I'm going to say compute button, and I'm going to say add action listener. And who is going to listen to this action is the current applet. Now because the current applet is going to listen to it, any class that want to listen must implement the action listener interface. So I will go to the top side, and you have this salary applet, class.salary applet. So that will be the, oops, not this one. So this is my salary.applet, and I am going to say it implements action listener. So I'm going to press control space, and the NetBeans will do the needful thing and very important thing. And you have to import awt.event.actionListener. That import statement is required. Because you are implementing a interface, you have to implement all the abstract methods that are declared in that interface. So I'm going to go right at the left hand side of the applet, and I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to say implement all the abstract method. Fortunately there is only one method, but I'm going to implement that. So click on it, and then NetBeans will do the needful thing. If you go down, you will notice that NetBeans has added a new code called action listener. I'm going to delete this line which is not really required. So this, I have the clean slate now with me, and now I'm supposed to perform the calculation. What is that I'm supposed to do is I'm supposed to take the value. These are not required. I'm supposed to take only this value and do the calculation. So let me take that value and do the calculation. So I'm going to get the value, so, and I'm going to store that in the field called as basic. So I'm going to store it in the basic. So or salary, whatever it is, I'm going to first convert it into double. So double dot parse double, and where is it? It is there in the E basic field. So from where am I supposed to get this value? This value will be available in this particular text field. I have to get that into my code. So I go here to my eBasic, that's the name I gave, dot get text, and that's it. You get the text. Now there are some conditions that you need to understand. This is what is given in the program, and what are the conditions that they have given. So the condition that they have given is, if the salary is less than 20,000, we are supposed to do some calculation. So let's perform that one. So let's go ahead and let's perform that. I need to calculate a few things: D.A, H.R.A, Provident Fund, professional tax. I don't know what else I need to calculate. So let me just go ahead. D.A, H.R.A, professional tax, and Provident Fund. That's the only thing I need to calculate. So let me go ahead and let me calculate them. So if the basic is less than or equal to 20,000, so this is 200, 2,000, 20,000, then we are supposed to do some calculation. What are the calculation that we are supposed to do is, we are supposed to calculate the value for DA. DA is, I think, 40% of basic as per I remember. So let me see, 40%. Let's look at that thing. Okay, here you have DA is 40% of the basic salary, then H.R.A is 10%. So let me go and let me do that thing. So I will calculate the H.R.A. So H.R.A is basic into 20%. So I think is it 20%? Let me look at that. I just forgot that. Okay, so I think 10%. H.R.A is 10%. That's why I got confused as to whether it is 20 or 10%. So 10%, and then you are supposed to calculate Provident Fund. Provident Fund is basic into 0.12, that is Provident Fund, and professional tax is equal to, so let me look at what is the value that they have given. So Provident Fund is 12%, and the professional tax is rupees 100, that's all. So professional tax is rupees 100, so that's simple as that. Otherwise there are some conditions. So what is the condition? If it is less than, these are the values. If it is greater than, there are other set of values that you need to calculate. So I'm going to do over here is, I'm going to write the else statement. I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste it, Control C and Control V, because these values are only changing. So I need to change the value. So if the value is greater than 20,000, I am supposed to make some changes. If the value is greater than 20,000, then it is a 50% of DA and 15% of H.R.A. So I will go here, it is 50% and 15% of H.R.A. So I am calculating DA and H.R.A. Apart from this, there is no change in the Provident Fund. However, professional tax is 150. So professional tax is increased by 50 rupees, so it is 150. Once you have done it, let's calculate the gross and net salary. You can create a variable here. So let's create a variable. So gross and net, two variables I'm going to create it. Let me create that gross salary. So gross is what is it? Basic. So gross is basic plus DA plus H.R.A. So that is going to create this one. What is net salary? Net salary is gross minus all the remaining things. So professional tax, provident fund and professional tax. Okay, let me set them to the two text boxes that I have created. So there are two text boxes which are available here. So where are those two text boxes? If you look at this one, two text boxes where I am supposed to set them. So let me set them there. So I'm going to go to the E gross. This is the text box that I have it there. So that's a text box that or the text field rather that I have here. I am referring to this text field which is available for the gross salary. In the same way, there is one more text box for the net salary. I'm going to refer to that one. So let me go over here to this text field and I'm going to say set text, and gross is the value that I'm going to set it, and to make it a string I'm going to concatenate it with the string. In the same way, E net is equal to is set text net plus, so that's it. So this is only a thing that you need to do. So let me save it. It's already saved. I'm going to right click on it on an empty place and I'm going to say run this file. So don't run the project whenever you're running an applet. Just right click on the file and then say run the file. So just run this particular file. So you run it, you get the employee number details. Let me put the value 101. Okay, say Harinakshi is the salary, is the name of the person. Let me put the salary for Harinakshi. This is what is this one? This is 150, 1000. Okay, let me compute, and that's a value. And if I make it as 35,000, I get some other value. So that's it for now. All the best for your examination.